you have to take control of those penalties. That is not something that you can have in a close game like this. You need every play and every yard has to count, and to just have penalties like that can really be a killer to the drive and to the game.
All right, a snap, and it looks like he's going to run it up the middle. Number 18, Jacob Smith, gaining many yards. He's going to be gaining about 22 yards, putting him at the 52nd yard line? 40, no.
But quite a few good tackles, and that really shows that Cleveland really needs to up their tackling. They need to wrap him up and take him down, because that is just not something you can have happen and get that many yards when you're down when you're down by a touchdown like this. You need to stop them and get a touchdown, but they are just not doing what need to be done.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be a fumble, and it looks like it's going to be taken by Cleveland, number 22 for Cleveland. Parker Chastain, like you were just saying earlier, Parker Chastain hasn't really done much this game, but they need to utilize him, and he's just gotten the fumble by Hardin Valley.
And Christian, I sit here proven wrong. I was just talking about the things that Cleveland needs to do, and just as I was saying it, they stripped the ball out at the last second. That was very impressive by Zach Turner and Parker Chastain by getting right behind him and catching him off guard to get that fumble. It was really what Cleveland needed. Cleveland needs a big play, something to really get the momentum going, because momentum in football is everything.
There's a snap to number 44, Gage Kinsley, and he's going to pass it off to number 33, Leo Palele. Going to take it up to the right side. Only going to gain maybe about 2 yards. Never mind, he's going to gain about 5.
Leo Palele last game, rushing yards, had 19 yards with 4 attempts, so not bad, but he's really, I would say he's probably better at the linebacker position.
Going to be given off to Tito Boyd, running right up the middle. He's going to gain maybe about 3 yards.
And that explosiveness of Tito Boyd was very impressive. Right when he got the ball, he just exploded through that line. And when you go right at the line, you're going to get tackled pretty soon. But when you're as explosive as Tito Boyd, you can really get a lot of good yards by just breaking through those and kind of catching the line off guard. But he does seem to be limping a little bit, so let's see if that can affect his run at any point.
There's the snap. It looks like it's going to be a pass. And never mind, there's a flag on the play.
Well, I don't see a flag. False start. That is killing the offense on the Raiders and the Hardin offense. That is the 4th penalty. That is just something that can be easily prevented, to just stay where you are and don't move. It's just such a discipline thing that the Raider offense really needs to work on.
I agree with you, Luke. Let's see if they can make that up here in the rest of the 3rd quarter, and hopefully by the 4th they'll be making improvements. All right, looks like it's going to be a pass off to number 2. Robert Flowers is wide open. He's going to be all the way. It is a touchdown for the Cleveland Blue Raiders, made by number 2, Robert Flowers.
And that really shows the speed and the agility of Robert Flowers, because that was a great pass by Gage Kinsey. And there were 2 defenders that could have gotten to him, but Robert Flowers is just too fast, and he just broke right through them. Though, to be honest, those defenders should have got him, but Robert is a great player. He showed his speed in the last game, and he has really shown himself in this game when they are down, and now it is 13-13. If they get this kick, they can be ahead. And Christian, just as they were down and we were talking about things that they need to do, they start passing it, they start doing better plays, and now they're ahead by 1. So it's going to be interesting to see how Hardin Valley responds.
I really think that Coach Marty Wheeler for Cleveland really kind of talked to him in the locker room, telling them what they needed to do, kind of switch up their play style. And it looks like it worked, them passing out to Robert Flowers, you know, instead of running up the middle like they've been doing in the first half. And it obviously seemed to help.
I think Hardin Valley is going to come out of the gate with a few good runs by Clayton Gunn because he is such a great player. I think they're going to run him to the side a couple times, really see if Cleveland has changed their defensive strategy and see if they can really still utilize that outside sweep to get a score on the defense, sorry.
All right, and it looks like they're going to kick it back off to Hardin Valley. 8 minutes here in the third quarter. 14-13 Cleveland. Right, and there's the kick. It looks like it's going to be a little offsides flag on the play.
And you got to control that, Christian. That's just that is a penalty that can be easily prevented, and I think it's about a 5-yard gain, which isn't much, but it can be a lot when you're this close in a 1-point game.
Yes, and this kicker number 40, Lawson Dale, I mean, you know, he is relatively new, but they really need to work in practice on his kicks if they're going to keep him around, because he can't be making little mistakes like that give Hardin Valley just the little edge they need.
If you saw through the game, his kick went a little bit more to the left each time he would kick, and it was almost inevitable that he'd kick it out of bounds at some point.
There's a snap. Looked like it's going to be run by number 21, but he's going to be taken down by number 12 for Cleveland, Zach Turner.
Like I said before, Zach Turner is a great linebacker. He is so strong, he is so fast, and he's able to read great, especially when it's right in the middle. And like I said a lot, his reading on the outside isn't great. But again, he is a middle linebacker, and so his ability to read the middle and see where the ball is going, be able to break through and get to the ball is very impressive.
All right, looks like it's going to be a fake run, and number 18, Jacob Smith, is going to be running it up the middle, but he's going to be taken down, only gaining maybe about 6 yards. That was a very nice kind of fake play, faked out the front line for Cleveland's defense, but the back was there, and they obviously they read the play, and they took him down.
It was a great play by Hardin. But instead of a great play, it was more of a great try, I guess you could say, because the Blue Raider defense looked like they were ready for it. It could have been a great play, but it just wasn't executed quite well enough to get past the Raider defense.
It's going to be a pass out to number 13. It's going to be a complete pass, Charles Robertson.
And that was just not great coverage by the Blue Raider defense. I mean, I talked to you about this before the game, Christian. A lot of the routes that Hardin runs are very fundamental, just stopping, sitting, getting the ball, and then getting yards. But as you can see, they're effective against these wide receivers, against these cornerbacks, because usually you're expecting a longer pass.
All right, number 18, Jacob Smith, running it up the middle. He's not going to be gaining any yards.
And it really seems that the Blue Raider defense made an adjustment for those type of runs, because in the first half, Jacob Smith was running through the middle and just getting more yards than he really should have on a QB sneak like that. But they've really seemed to be able to read those now, and they're doing a lot better at stopping them.
The snap to Jacob Smith, going to be thrown out to number 10. It looks like Marquette Hayes for Hardin Valley.
It's going to be third down with 4 to go, and this is a pretty big play, Christian, with 5 left in the third quarter, because this is going to show how they can respond to Robert Flowers' touchdown after this. And so far, the response hasn't been great. It's been really small yardages that haven't done much, so they need a big play right here, or at least make it to about 1 or 2 yards to the first down so they can go for a fourth or some type of big play.
It looks like it's going to be a pass. Oh, but he's going to be taken out. The pass coming incomplete, a little short.
Great pressure by the Blue Raider defense. They rushed him, they blitzed him. They really showed how they can pressure the quarterback and force him into a play that he doesn't want to be in, and then eventually throw very low pass to where the wide receiver can't catch it. Great read by the defense.
Leo Palele putting that pressure on the quarterback. He's been having a very good game, several tackles. He's also gained many yards. It's going to be received by number 2, Robert Flowers, putting Cleveland at their own 30.
And I applaud Robert I don't know if I applaud him or it's not a great decision for not fair catching that, because he had someone coming right at him. But he decided to take it and run with it, even though he was probably a few feet away from the sideline. But in the end, they have pretty good field position at about the 30, so let's see what they can do with this drive, see if they'll do anything different. I think they'll go again with what worked. I think they'll go with a few runs to Tito Boyd up the middle, and maybe a couple passes, but not many.
I really think they need to pass it out to Clay McGowan. You know, I really would like to see him have more kind of have the ball a little bit more. He hasn't been passed to a lot this game, so I would like to see what he could do on the field. Looks like it's going to be a run right up the middle. Tito Boyd going to be getting that.
And you can see from the beginning that play was doomed, as Tito Boyd was going to run it up the middle. That defensive line of Hardin Valley was already there and already ready to just take him down, and there was no way he was going to get through that defensive line.
Snap. Looks like it's going to be run by the quarterback, number 14, Gage Kinsley, only going to be gaining about 3 yards.
And Christian, that is not something you have seen this game yet, Gage Kinsley running it. Now, the interesting thing is that he's in a way built like a dual threat quarterback. Usually dual threat quarterbacks are a little shorter, and to make up for their height and size difference, they're faster and they can run. And so they run, and so that was pretty interesting. I would like to see Cleveland utilize him more with the run. I think if they put together a play where maybe he swept on the outside or something like that, it could be a lot better. And now you see Zach Turner coming in for fullback, who's usually a linebacker, which is very interesting.
It's going to be a pass out to number 1, Durant Thomas. He's going to make the catch, and he's going to take it all the way downfield for a Cleveland high touchdown.
Beautiful catch by Durant Thomas. There was a defender right on him, but he forced that ball, took it, and he overtook that play to take it all the way, and there was no one around him. That was a great pass by Gage Kinsley, placing it right in the hands of Durant Thomas, and that was just a great play. Cleveland really seems to be on their stride now, and it's very impressive what they're doing with these drives and being able to stop the Hardin offense.
I really think that in this second half, they're doing a little bit better, and they're going to make the extra point, making the score 21-13 Cleveland.
And I don't really want to jump the gun yet, but these last 2 drives, scoring on 2 drives on plays like that, it seems to be kind of the start of the end of Hardin Valley's momentum, because those were just plays that they weren't expecting. It seems that Cleveland's being smart with a lot of their plays by running it up the middle a bunch, wearing the defense out, and then just passing it through the middle, and it's destroying that defense. They're just not prepared for it. And like I said again, it's a little early to say in the third quarter, but it seems that Cleveland is pulling away and that they're getting the momentum. But if Hardin Valley can come up with some type of play or come up with something, they can stop that momentum and they can come back. Because it is only by one touchdown, but Cleveland has been very impressive with their plays.
Hardin Valley looking for an answer to this Cleveland High School offense. They've seemed to have just come out swinging in this second half, and it has worked for them. They've switched up, kind of their play style, passing it a lot more. Both of those touchdowns being on a pass. So I really think that it's going to be interesting. And there's the kick. It's going to be caught by number 7 for Hardin Valley. Only gaining a few yards. Kelton Gunn receiving that pass, putting them at around the 25-yard line.
It's always interesting to me, Christian, because when you take a touchback in a kick return, you're set at the 25-yard line. But it always seems that when someone takes the ball out, it always comes back to the 25-yard line. But there is always that chance of getting a kick return, but to be honest, it's not very likely. As you can see, he was tripped up at about the 25 where he caught it.
It is very slim, but when it does happen, it does make for some interesting football. And there's the hike. It looks like it's going to be a pass, putting the pressure on the quarterback, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. Looking to number 4, Ryan Nicole, right up the middle.
And he tried to sneak that, but that was pretty obviously down. I don't really know why he tried to get back up, as his knees were obviously down and his arms. So there's really no point in trying to get back up, but you see that a lot in football with people trying to kind of sneak their way past a pass being down or a catch or something like that.
And the pass out to, it looks like, I don't know which player, but it's going to be complete, and they're going to get the first down.
Jacob Smith this game has been so effective out of the pocket. Every time he runs out of the pocket, he finds a receiver open, and he gets to that receiver like this play with a first down. That was very impressive. And I'd like to see him do more of that kind of play, like I said at halftime about how they need to utilize their receivers more. They really just need to keep having him do that kind of thing, rolling out of the pocket. If he needs to run, his run has been very effective. And rolling out of the pocket, finding someone to pass it to, or really just passing it more in general.
It looks like a timeout was made. Number 1, Cameron York for Hardin Valley, looking to be injured there, limping off the field. Players down there kneeling for their injured teammate. He did make the pass, but I think he just got hurt on the tackle.
And what a game this is, Christian. At first, we thought that Cleveland was down and they were going to come back up, and now they scored 2 touchdowns in a row, drive after drive, and this is making for some great Friday night football.
It's a real joy to see everybody out here, the Cleveland High student section, doing amazing tonight. And it looks like it's going to be an interception by number 8, and it's going to be a Cleveland High touchdown.
That is the second interception for Aaron Jones. What an impressive game for this is. And let me tell you, Cleveland is taking this game away. Their momentum is unstoppable at this point. I mean, to be honest, what can Hardin Valley do with this much momentum? The student section over here is hyped. The whole team is hyped. You can see on the sideline. Hardin Valley is going to have to come up with some big plays to try to come back for what Cleveland is doing right now, with impressive reads by Aaron Jones coming in from the side and taking that interception in. And man, just as we were saying, this is making for some great football. This is good football with Cleveland coming back. They obviously, the coach obviously gave them some very interesting words in the locker room and really changed the way they play, and I love to see it.
Cleveland High School being very explosive in the second half. It's making for some great football, getting them the points they need to win this game.
And just when you thought Cleveland was down, they come right back up.
28-13 here in the third quarter, about 2 minutes left. Student section is going crazy. They are so excited. That interception, it was an amazing play made by number 8, Aaron Jones.
And let's see what Hardin Valley can do after 3 consecutive touchdowns on drives. I mean, they're going to have to come up with some big plays. They're going to have to stop their, like I said, fundamental passing and really just do some longer throws and some really great, maybe even sweeps to the side with Clayton Gunn. But it's going to be hard for them to come back from such momentum that they have. But it is only the third quarter.
The kick received by number 12, Braden Schloff. He's going to be going to the left side, but he's going to be taken down by plenty of Cleveland High. It looks like the ball has been dropped, and there's a Cleveland High School ball.
Cleveland is unstoppable in this third quarter. And that at the half, they seemed that they were down, but now they cannot be stopped as they were in the red zone. And Christian, it seems that this game is going downhill for Hardin Valley very, very quickly.
Cleveland using that momentum to just take over this game.
Brandon Schlaw got attacked there at the first, and then Robert Flowers came in at the second and just jarred him up too much, and he lost the ball for Cleveland to come in and get this. So Cleveland is so unstoppable. I don't see what Hardin Valley is going to do, because just as we're talking about what they can do, it's just another fumble, and let's see if Cleveland can score here.
There's a snap. It's going to be a very low snap. Ooh, it looks like it's going to be lost by number 14. It was a bad snap on Cleveland's part.
And they called Gage Kinsey down, so it was not a fumble. It was just an incomplete pass essentially. But man, Cleveland is on a good momentum, but that center has to work on his snaps. This is a problem they had in the Knox Central game, and is something that cannot continue as you go on through the games. Next week they're playing Maryville, which is one of the top teams in the state, and if you make that kind of mistake, they will eat you up and the game will be over before you know it. So you really have to work on that kind of thing.
Snap. It looks like it's going to be run by number 44 for Cleveland, Tito Boyd. Going to run it right up the middle to gain 5 yards.
Pretty good run. Seemed like he got tripped up again. But just as we were talking about another lower snap, you really want those snaps to be right about chest level, so then the quarterback can come up and pass it. But when it's more down towards his knees, it's harder for him to get set, and it takes longer. It just throws off the whole play. And number 52, Jackson Lambert, really has to work on his snaps.
All right, it looks like it's going to be a pass out to number 2, Robert Flowers, and he's going to cut inside. It's going to be another Cleveland High touchdown. They are absolutely crushing Hardin Valley right now, taking over this game. Oh.
It seems like 5 minutes ago it was only 13-14. But wait, was there a flag on the play?
It looks like there was a flag on the play.
Let's see. Been sent back. Might have been holding, Christian. That seems to be a continuing theme within Cleveland.
Touchdown did not count. It was on Cleveland. They're going to go back to third down right here on Hardin Valley's 18th yard line.
And stuff like that can really be momentum killers. Now, Cleveland has so much momentum that you wouldn't think it would, but we're really going to have to see what they do on this play to come back from losing a touchdown, essentially. They really have to make at least a first down here, because you want more than a field goal. You want a touchdown here.
Looks like it's going to be another pass out to, I don't know who he's passing to.
And to be honest, Christian, I don't think they got the play right. I think someone was confused on that, because Robert Flowers was on the left on the outside, but Gage Kinsey passed right to the middle. And I don't know if he thought he was going to cut back inside or if another player was going to cut back inside, but that was just very poorly executed, and I don't know what happened there.
I believe the quarterback got a little confused on the play, along with the rest of the team, was running over to the sidelines to ask coach kind of what was going on. And it looks like they're going to go for a kick. They're trying to get a field goal. And
It is good.
it's going to be good.
So that'll make it 31-13, 35 seconds left to go in the half, and third quarter, sorry. And Cleveland is unstoppable. But as you can see, every mistake matters. As one of the coaches down there is just screaming at their players for that, because that was a big loss. While they are up 31-13, that's only 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And by the way, Hardin has been able to play through this game. It's not impossible for them to come back, but it will be very hard for them to come back because Cleveland is doing so well right now.
It looks like Cleveland's going to get ready for the kick. Looks like Hardin Valley has number 7, Kelton Gunn, back there, along with number 12, Braden Schloff, back there to receive. And there's the kick. It's going to be grabbed by number 7. He's going to run it right up the middle. Going to be cutting in. Very good run by Kelton Gunn.
Tackled by number 10, Kit Hart. That was a good run by Kelton Gunn. He just cut right up through the middle, and you can see he outran most of those defenders for a great gain and a great field position at about the 42-yard line.
Despite Hardin Valley's performance, Kelton Gunn has been doing exceptionally well when he has gotten the ball. I'm really not surprised that he had made it that far on the kick return.
And Christian, let's see what Hardin Valley can do after such good momentum that Cleveland had. And again, let's see what Cleveland can do. Maybe Aaron Jones come with another interception, or another cornerback can. And let's just see how this drive goes.
All right, looks like they're going to run it. Kelton Gunn going to be going to the left side, running all the way, getting the first down.
Kelton Gunn looks determined now, Christian. In that run, you could really see that he wanted those yards. He looks like he is determined to make this, and he is determined to come back. It's really a mindset that you have to get into, and he looks like he is in that, and he will do anything to get these yards and get past this defense for another score. So I think they're going to keep running it to him and just see what happens.
As you said, Luke, they're going to keep running the ball. It doesn't look like it went to Kelton Gunn, but they did keep running the ball. Excuse me, it did keep going to Kelton Gunn. They ran it right up the middle. Only gained 2 yards.
But you would really think that they wouldn't run it up the middle like that, because we've repeated several times that Cleveland's defense, when you go up the middle, is very good, and they're very good at defending that. But their outside defense is not as good as you can see as the run right before that. Kelton Gunn made a great run while sweeping on the outside. It just doesn't make sense to me why you'd run it up the middle like that, because obviously Cleveland's defense is not getting as tired as you think they would, which would be usually the reason that kind of strategy. But I'm just kind of questioning Hardin Valley's decisions in such an imperative moment in this game.
Cleveland came out swinging after the half, and it looked like Hardin Valley is still falling behind, trying to figure out what they want to do offensive, trying to figure out how they're going to play the game defensively. They're still trying to do the same plays, trying to figure out what happened.
And as you just heard, some crosstown rivals, Bradley Central 45 and Walker Valley 7, So that game is obviously winding down, as this one is not, because the third quarter just ended and the fourth quarter is just starting. So let's see what Hardin Valley can do.
It looks like it's going to be a pass out to number 10 for Hardin Valley, but he's going to be pushed out of bounds. Making that catch, number 10, Marquette Hayes. We haven't really seen him a lot this game, but he has been making all of these catches, and he has been doing fairly well when he has gotten the ball.
I really feel like I've seen that play before, Christian, on the Hardin Valley offense. It just seems that every pass they do is just right on the outside, turn around and get it, and it gets some yards, but it's just not the right play for what situation they are in now. They need a big play. They need downfield passes, and it makes me wonder if Jacob Smith has that capability to do that.
A little confusion there on where the run was supposed to go. It looks like he was passing it to his left side, but the runner ran to the right. Confusion on Hardin Valley's side.
Kind of looked like a quarterback and the running back were two people in the hallway deciding which way to go because Jacob Smith turned to the right, and as he did that, the Kelton Gunn was not on the right, so then Kelton Gunn switched to the right as Jacob Smith went to the left, and it was just bad confusion.
All right, Jacob Smith looking for a pass, but he's going to be pressured by Leo Palele, but he's just going to keep running up the right side for Hardin Valley first down.
And that was a great run by Jacob Smith, but Leo Palele, you got to make those tackles. Diving at his ankles can be effective, but you have to make sure that you can get to him, because if you don't get his feet at that moment, that is huge yard gainage, just like that was for them, and that's a first down. And in the red zone, that is a big deal, and Leo Palele really has to watch that.
Looks like Cleveland High School student section. Hardin Valley here, second down. There's going to be the snap, and they're going to run right up the middle, only gaining maybe about a yard. Once again, they gave the ball to number 7, Kelton Gunn. He's been getting the ball. It looks like somebody is hurt. Number 2 for Hardin Valley, Luke Filikowski. Looks like he is injured here, maybe bad tackle or something.
You really hate to see that because he is a key player to this offense, because you cannot have a running back without a fullback. Fullback blocks the first person that's coming, and you really hate to see young players like this get hurt, especially on their senior season.
And it looks like he's going to be all right. Looking like he has a little bit of a limp, but he's going to be all right. Walking off the field, Hardin Valley losing one of their key players. So we'll see what they kind of do to,
adjust
to that. Thank you.
They're in the red zone, and I really question some of their play choices, but let's see if they can come back and really get some momentum going when they're so close to the end zone.
All right, the snap. It looks like it's going to be a pass out to the right side by number 1. It's going to be caught by number 1, Cameron York. He was injured a few plays ago, but it looks like he is fine. He's back out on the field, and he's making passes, catching passes, putting Hardin Valley at around the 4-yard line.
What a great route by Camden York, just cutting on the outside and then cutting back in and making that play.
All right, looks like it's going to be a run off to number 7, Kelton Gunn. He's been getting the ball a lot recently, gaining 2 yards, putting Hardin Valley, right there at the edge.
Hardin Valley has a great chance to come back here. It's only second down, and they are 3 yards to go to the end zone, but it looks like there's another player down. Man, Christian, this is getting very bad.
Hardin Valley losing 2 players in 2 plays. Don't really know if he's all right down there. He seems to be laying on the ground in pain.
And Hardin Valley can just not catch a break, and that was Kelton Gunn. They lost their fullback, and then they lost their running back. He's walking off, but he's limping a little bit. Hopefully he'll be back in a few plays because he is so vital to this offense. But I don't know how good they're going to do without him, and with so little to go and so imperative in this fourth quarter, it's going to be interesting to see what Hardin Valley, how they adjust without their main running back.
Many of these key players here for Hardin Valley getting injured. You hate to see it, but, you know. All right, the snap off to Jacob Smith. He's going to be running it right up the middle, but he's going to get sacked by number 71 for Cleveland, Ben Gray.
Like I said before, Ben Gray comes up when it is needed. He's strong, and he's big, and he is aggressive. And when you need him to come up with that big play like we do now, see now it's 3rd and 5, he comes up with that big play. And hopefully the Cleveland defense can stop them here, and they'll have to be forced to either kick it or risk it and go for it.
Third down here. It looks like it's going to be pitched off. Oh, he's going to be hit hard. Losing a couple of yards. Number 4 for Hardin Valley. Going to be taken down. That was Ryan Nicole.
That is the kind of hit that will leave you rattled after that one. He got hit the bottom, and then he got hit the top again. I don't know how you get back up from that, but what a great play by the Raider defense. Now it's 4th and 9, and they're going to go for it. This is a very risky move, but if they don't get it, Cleveland will have not great field position.
It looks like it's going to be a pass out to the left side to number 12, and he's going to catch it. That is a touchdown for Hardin Valley. Number 12, Braden Schloff, getting that catch.
Looks like they're going for 2, Christian. That was a great play and a great throw by Jacob Smith to Braden Schloff, just on the outside in the corner of the end zone, turned around, caught it. And the cornerback, the defender didn't know what to do. He was just lost, and he was going for the ball and wasn't keeping his eye on the receiver. Great play by the Hardin Valley offense, and now they're going to go for 2 to see if they can come back and keep up with Cleveland.
It looks like it's going to be another pass out to the right side. Oh, looks like number 12. Incomplete pass again. Number 12, Braden Schloff. Not going to get the
He was wide open, but he was bobbling it, and Parker Chastain took that advantage and just hit him to the ground to make the 2-point conversion no good. So now it's 19-31. Christian, this game is getting good.
With about 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, it is seeming a little bit one-sided here in the second half. With Cleveland obviously getting 2 touchdowns, you know, them playing very well after this in the second half. Hardin Valley kind of falling short. They did bring the score up to 19-31, but you know, there's so little. There's 8 minutes left, so we'll see what they can do.
But one of the biggest aspects, like I've said before, in football is momentum. And momentum can be everything in a position like this. And Cleveland had the momentum, but it's being taken away by that Hardin Valley team. And if Hardin Valley can continue to break down the team, they have a chance to come back. Now they are 12 points away, but if the Raiders can come back and do something, that win is going to slip away from Hardin Valley and come closer to Cleveland.
Isn't very good for Hardin Valley here, kicking the ball off to Cleveland. Their offense has been explosive this second half. Looks like it's going to be a short kick, kind of off to the left. Looks like Hardin Valley is going to get the ball.
Looks like Hardin Valley got that kick as a Cleveland player touched it as the Hardin Valley got it. So that's a big momentum up for Hardin Valley, and now they're really close to the end zone. This is going to be a really close game, especially if they score here. And good news is, though, it looks like Kelton Gunn is back in the game, and he is okay. And it looks the same for Luke Filipkowski, so that's very good.
This may be what they need, but he's going to be taken out by number 33, Leo Palele. Going to be a very short for number 7.
Great
Kelton
read
Gunn.
and great breakthrough by Leo Palele. Super aggressive, and that was really good on his part. But they have 3 more plays that they need to keep them from doing that. And with this offense that Hardin Valley has, it's going to be hard for them to keep up.
Second down here in the 4th quarter. And there's a snap to Jacob Smith. It looks like it's going to be a long pass out to I don't know who. It's going to be way out of bounds. I think he was trying to throw it to number 1, Cameron York. Not entirely sure, but it was just way over his head.
That was really good defense by Robert Flowers, keeping on him, making sure that he didn't get away, that Cameron York did not get away from him. And you could tell from the beginning of that play that Jacob Smith was going to pass him. He immediately looked over to Cameron York, and Robert Flowers read that beautifully and kept the play from going because he forced him to throw a much harder throw than he regularly would have if he didn't read it as well as he did.
Oh. All right, there's going to be the snap to Jacob Smith. It looks like it's going to be a long pass to number 13, but it's going to go way over his head. Jacob Smith just throwing way over these receivers' head. It's not a good game.
Jacob Smith is feeling this pressure. It is now 14. It is now 4th and 15, and it looks like they're going for it, which I guess you have to do in a situation like this. But man, with how Jacob Smith is throwing this drive, I don't know. He is really feeling the pressure, and this Hardin Valley team is really feeling the pressure in this 4th quarter on this 4th down. So let's see how they adapt to this pressure.
All right, looks like it's going to be another pass, but he's going to get so much pressure from the Cleveland defense, and he's going to lob it up in the air to number 12.
There was a flag. Looks like it'll be pass interference on the Cleveland defense, which I have to say was pretty obvious. He was going up for the ball, and they just hit his arm down and hit him everywhere. And that is a big play.
2 defenders on number 12, Braden Schloff for Hardin Valley. It was very obvious, so I think that was a good call on the refs. Looks like the refs are talking it over.
Still not completely sure how this is going to turn out. Seems like there's not much movement on the field. And they're going to move the ball up a lot, and this is a great advantage for the Hardin Valley offense. This is going to give them. It's now 1st down with great field position to score, and this is going to be tough for the Raider defense.
Looks like the call is going to stand Hardin Valley at Cleveland's 19th yard line. 15th yard line, excuse me.
Oh, it looks like they're redoing the play.
Oh.
So it's 4th and 15 again, but they got a few yards. So let's see what Hardin Valley does this time. What I would like to see is maybe some type of run, since obviously Jacob Smith is passing it a little bit too hard. Seems the timeout was called as they were taking too long to get their play together. But like I said, I really think a run would be very interesting in this type of thing. Just like Cleveland did next to the half. They all thought they were going to pass it out. Ran it and ended up making it. If they can catch the defense off guard, you can maybe get a really good run in, especially with something like Kelton Gunn in your backfield. You could get a really good play in with him.
Hardin Valley has been passing these past couple of plays, so I agree with you, Luke. I really do think they need to run the ball, give it out to number 7, Kelton Gunn. You know, just run the ball right up the middle or to the left. They really need to kind of diversify their plays a little bit more because Cleveland's defense is just reading them. They're stopping them.
Especially with the success they've had on sweep lefts and sweep rights this whole game. I think it could be very effective. So let's see what type of thing they do here.
right, it's 4th down right now for
Oh, it's
Hardin
4th down
Valley.
and 1, not 4th down and 15 now. So they,
It looks like they're going for it. It was gonna be a run, but he's gonna get the down. Looks like he did. Number 7, Kelton Gunn, getting the first down for Hardin Valley.
huge play by Hardin Valley. Great decision to run it with Cloten Gunn. And now it's 1st and 10, and this is going to get close now. Let's see what type of decisions they make throughout this to see if they can get it in the end zone and come back to Cleveland.
It looks like it's going to be another run to Kelton Gunn. He's going to maybe get about 4 yards. There's still plenty of time in this 4th quarter.
But Christian, 4 yards in the red zone and 4 yards midfield is very different. 4 yards here gives you great field position with how good they've been running with Kelton Gunn, even with just these 2 plays. I think it could be really effective, especially with those 4 yards, to just keep running it through this defense.
The Hardin Valley, it is 2 and 6 right now. And there's the snap. It looks like it's going to be another run. He's going to be going all the way out to the left, but he's going to be taken down by Cleveland's defense. That tackle made by number 21 for Cleveland,
Kelton Gunn getting up
O'Brien.
a little bit slow again. It looks like a Cleveland player is a little bit hurt. Leo Pelele, number 33. But great stop by the Raider defense. Kelton Gunn tried to get away, but they just grabbed him and pulled him down. And that was very impressive and exactly what they needed with 3rd down and 14. And it seems like a replay of last drive. Seems like it's exactly what happened last time. Let's see if it's the same outcome.
Cleveland's defense kind of answering to this. It's going to be thrown. It's going to be stopped by Leo Pelele, and the ball is just going to hit the ground and going to be picked up by Hardin Valley.
And Christian, you got to tackle him at first. He broke through 1 tackle before he got tackled, but if you want to make sure they don't get that yardage that they need, you really have to tackle him the first time you hit him. There was no reason for him to miss that tackle.
All right, it is currently 4th down, and they're going to be going for it. Number 18 looking for the pass. It's going to be complete, but he is not going to make the touchdown. And it looks incomplete, actually. Pass intended for number 12, Braden Schloff.
I think it was complete.
It was complete?
Did they make the first down?
I don't think they did.
No,
I
they
think they
didn't.
were a little short.
So that'll be a turnover on downs, which is very good for Cleveland at the same time. That's really bad field position. They're about on the 3-yard line, and that can be tough for an offense, especially one that tends to run it with not as big yard gains as you would like to see.
Cleveland having a whole football field length to go to kind of get this touchdown. 5 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. They have plenty of time to get the ball up the field, but then again, Hardin Valley does have plenty of time to get the ball back and kind of save this game. All right, and there's the snap. It's going to be run off to the left side by number 44 for Cleveland. That is Tito Boyd. Tito Boyd has been doing exceptionally well when he has gotten the ball. You know, he has been getting many yards.
And you can really see the difference on how these 2 teams play with pressure. Cleveland is, while they are under pressure, you can almost feel the pressure when they're that far back in the field. And Tito Boyd is playing very well, running out through the middle, just getting those few yards that you need to get yourself out of that horrible zone that you're in.
And if I was Cleveland, I would try and pass to get out of the zone. You know, you have Robert Flowers, Clay McGowan, you know, Durant Thomas. It looks like they're going to run it again. Leo Pelele going to be running right up the middle. Excuse me, number 44, Tito Boyd, going to be running it right up the middle.
But something like a pass in that position can be risky because if the quarterback drops back too far, he could be sacked with a lot of pressure. And if he takes too long, he could be sacked for a safety as well. And when you get a safety, the other team gets points as well as gets the ball. So a run is usually the better idea, but it's also risky in that sense because the defense is expecting it. And it's hard to really get past them when they're expecting the exact play that you're going to do.
All right, Cleveland getting ready for the snap. And there it is to Gage Kinsley's going to be running. He's going to be another run right up the middle, but it looks like he's going to be pushed back. Tito Boyd getting that ball once again.
And all of a sudden, a drive that could have been very beneficial to Cleveland by running clock out has now become a not good drive at all. It's starting off good with a good run by Tito Boyd, but just small gains and just getting stuffed. And now they have to punt it. And if it gets blocked with a lot of pressure, this could be very bad.
Cleveland kind of losing their momentum that they had in the third quarter. You know, kind of losing all of that momentum. And like you said, momentum has been a big thing. Looks like the punt is going to be good, though. It's going to fall at around the 45th yard line.
Pretty good field position for the Hardin Valley Hawks. And they have 3 minutes, so that's not a lot of time, but it's time enough to do something big, especially with the field position they have at about the 40-yard line. So they can make some big plays here, but at the same time, they were stopped even in the red zone. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Cleveland defense can come back and try to stop this offense again.
Hardin Valley at the 44th yard line. You know, they have plenty of time, like you said, 3 minutes. They have plenty of time to get up half the field. You know, I'm excited to see if they can get up to half field or what Cleveland's defense has, you know, to say. Looks like it's going to be a pass by Jacob Thomas to number 10. Pass is going to be dropped, and it's going to be picked up by Cleveland. That is number 21. It picked up the pass, Tate O'Brien.
I have to say, I think that might be it.
It might be.
With 3 minutes left to go, unless Cleveland just have a really bad drive like that, Hardin Valley is down 12 points. And that is momentum that Cleveland has now. And, man, let me tell you, they have a lot of it.
Number 21, Tate O'Brien, picking up that kind of fumble. You know, I've seen a lot of him here in the second half, excuse me. You know, in the first half, he wasn't really out there on the field much, but this half, he has been doing a lot. And, you know, it's really helped Cleveland. There's a snap. It's going to be a run to number 44. They're going to go on the outside. Going to be a little short, kind of only getting to the 40th yard line.
Great cuts by Tito Boyd, but in the end, there was just too many white jerseys, and it looks like there's another Hardin Valley player on the ground.
That looks like number 23 for Hardin Valley.
Well, we don't know who it is yet, but we sure hope he's okay.
Looks like there's a timeout by Hardin Valley.
Man, this second half is just killing these players. They're tired, they're worn out, and all this contact is just killing their bodies.
Number 53, Jalen Moore, kind of limping off the field. He does look okay, though, and we're going to see if he's going to be put back into the game here in these last few minutes.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Blue Raiders. And let's see if they can get something going a little bit more than just the simple run to the side or the middle. See if they can get it maybe a few passes going, really trying to run down that clock to eventually get the win.
Cleveland has a lot of options here. They aren't as far back as they were the last time they have the ball. They're a little bit up the field. So I would like to see them try and pass it to, you know, one of these receivers, hopefully gain a little more yardage. There's the snap, and it looks like they're going to run it right up the middle. Number 44, Tito Boyd, once again, he's going to be gaining about 5 yards.
Tito Boyd is very, very good, but sometimes it really looks like he tries too much to cut. There's sometimes that he could just outrun some of the defenders and get more yards, but he tries to cut on the outside and maybe get that edge, but you're more likely to get better yardage and better runs if you just try to straight run through the defenders. But he just seems to be doing too much, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I completely agree, and I completely understand. It seems he is kind of trying to fake out the defenders when he could just blow past them and gain a little more yardage. It looks like Hardin Valley has another timeout here. Kind of talking over what they want to do here in these last few minutes of the fourth quarter, excuse me. All right, both teams are going to be going back out on the field.
2 minutes and 10 seconds left.
The hike looks like it's going to be another run to Tito Boyd. Going to be running right up the middle. He's going to be gaining about 4 yards, putting them at the 50th yard line.
Not as much yardage as you would have liked to see on that 3rd and 5. Now it's 4th and 2, so they may go for it just so they can get that little extra time off the clock. But looks like there's another timeout to really decide what they want to do, because, Christian, this is a tricky situation for Cleveland. Do you want to go for it and then maybe get that and then you could run the clock down? Or do you want to punt it so then they have worse field position? So then you have worse field position and it takes longer for them to get down the field. It's just two different options that both seem pretty good.
Hardin Valley coming back on the field here. All right. All right, Cleveland coming back on the field here. They're currently sitting at the 49th yard line. And there is, a little commotion on the field by the coach, Marty Wheeler. Kind of yelling at his players, seeing what they're going to do. And, seeing if that was offsides or not. The refs are going to call it. Oh, never mind. That is a timeout, Cleveland.
And this seems to be a reoccurring theme within a lot of football. When you get really close to the end of a game like this and you have hard decisions like this, you really see a lot of timeouts, kind of trying to break up momentum or break up, some type of good play that they could be doing, and just really deciding. Because like I said before, this is a really tough decision for the Cleveland Blue Raiders.
Cleveland and Hardin Valley trying to figure out what they want to do in these last few minutes of the game. Hardin Valley trying to obviously get more touchdowns, trying to get the ball a lot more. Cleveland trying to just maintain their lead, trying to see what they need to do, if they need to play defensively or if they want to try and get more points up on the board.
It looks like they will punt, which, like I said before, both of the decisions were pretty equal in it. But this could give a chance for the Hardin Valley offense to score, but at the same time, their offense has not been very dominant in this fourth quarter, and it seems unlikely that they will.
All right, and there's the punt. It's going to be touched by number 12, and it's going to be grabbed up by number 22, Parker Chastain.
For a touchdown for the Cleveland Blue Raiders. And Christian, I've said it before, but this game is over. There's no way that Hardin Valley can come back from this with 2 minutes left in the game. I mean, Cleveland has just taken over this second half. We thought that Cleveland in the first half was not doing as good, and they could have done better, but they have just dominated the second half, taken over, and torn this team apart.
I agree with you, Luke.
Oh, it looks like they didn't score.
They're going to be running it up the middle, again handing it to Tito Boyd, number 44, on the Cleveland side.
I didn't see why they didn't score. Maybe I think someone fell on the ball and he was down, about the 5-yard line. I think Robert Flowers got on the ball, and then he was down. So hopefully Cleveland can score here and then seal the end of this game and be 1-1 and just hope for the best for the next game.
That was a really good play by Cleveland, getting that ball when they just handed it off to Hardin, getting it at the 60-yard line. You know, really, really outstanding. And it looks like it's going to be taken down, going to be fumbled, but retrieved by Hardin Valley number 1, Cameron York.
To be able to go 90 yards in a minute.
Hardin Valley coming back on the field, trying to see what they want to do, if they're going to, you know, pass it downfield, go off for a run, kind of just getting their game plan together, trying to see what they want to do to get these extra points up on the board. Snap to Jacob Smith. It looks like it's going to be a pass out to number 12, and he's going to be hit hard, but that is a complete pass by
Robert
Braden
Flowers hitting him hard, making sure he didn't get that extra yardage.
That was a very good hit by Robert Flowers.
Which it seems throughout this game, Smith is better off balance throwing than he is sitting in the pocket, which is very interesting that you don't see it a lot of different quarterbacks, but definitely with Jacob Smith.
Looks like another pass out to the left side. Number 12, intended for number 12, but it's going to tip off his fingers. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Second down. Really excited to see what Hardin Valley's going to do.
And this offense is falling apart, Christian.
Last couple of plays going down here on Hardin Valley's side. It looks like it's going to be another pass out to the left side to number 10, Marquette Hayes.
And I have to say, I don't really agree with these play calls because these kind of plays would be used more for middle of the game, really just trying to go for each first down. You have plenty of time. They have 30 seconds on the clock. These are not type of plays that really get you far downfield each time, and it's just not going to get them to the place they need to get 12 points.
They have been passing it to the left side of the field a lot. I would like them to run it out to the right side. It looks like it's going to be another pass intended for Cameron York, but he's just not going to make it. An incomplete pass. Hardin now on their fourth down here in the fourth quarter, about 30 seconds left.
Hardin put up a great fight, especially in the first half and the second quarter, and just really beat down this Cleveland team. But when it came to the second half, Cleveland made some great adjustments, changed their game, and
it looks like they went for it on fourth down. A complete pass by Cameron York. Throw made by Jacob Smith, number 18, getting the first down that they needed. That was a really play to go on fourth down, but it really helped them out.
You don't see that a lot, especially with the kind of time that they have left in this game. But they did get the first down, so it is effective.
23 seconds left. Hardin Valley probably looking to make more passes, and the snap was really high. And it looks like number 18, Jacob Smith, is just going to run the ball right up the right side. He's going to get another first down for Hardin Valley.
I have to say, Christian, I am very impressed by the yardage that they are getting based on the plays that they are putting into action, because usually at the end of these games, teams kind of give up and don't care as much. But Hardin Valley, they are still fighting, and they are still putting in this yardage. That is really... It's good to see this kind of good sportsmanship.
And it really does make for some good football. Hardin Valley trying to fight back, and another pass intended for number 10, Marquette Hayes, but it's going to be incomplete, just barely tipping his fingers.
7 seconds left on the clock, Christian, and this has been a great game. Hardin Valley fighting hard again in the first half. Cleveland taking over the second, coming back super strong in the third. And this is the games that you love to come out on Friday nights in these lights and see.
Cleveland, like you said, coming out really strong in the third quarter, you know, putting up 2 touchdowns, making the score 31-19, Cleveland High School. And it looks like there's going to be time for one more play left on the field.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but sometimes in these situations, I just like to see a Hail Mary. I don't know why, but it's always fun to see just one last try and just see what they do. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with 1 second.
Looks like Cleveland's defense kind of covering for it, and there is
That's
that
exactly
really
what it
long
is.
bomb play, and it's going to be an interception. He's going to be number 6 for Cleveland High School, intercepting the ball. Eddie Cundiff for the last play of the game, and that is the football game.
And for the first home game of the 2019-2020 season, the Blue Raiders take home the 19-31 win. What a great game. Congratulations to the Cleveland Blue Raiders. Both of the teams fought hard. And this has just been announced, but we would like to congratulate Coach Marty Wheeler, and he's going to come away with his 100th career win. Congratulations to Coach Wheeler and the entire CHS staff for this win over Hardin Valley. Hard work, effort, and grit has gone into this win with the second half resurgence. Once again, congrats to Coach Wheeler and all CHS coaching staff. Be sure to tune in next week as Cleveland plays Maryville in another exciting home matchup. Thank you for tuning in to CHS Live. I'm Luke Bixler.
And I'm Christian Elias. And have a great night.
See you guys next week.